Good morning, my dear students. As you are all having the first orientation program for the last 2 days, I hope you have been discussing many things in the coronavirus crisis time. This year for you it's very, very special. I feel something extraordinary for KG to even PG. All the students are facing this difficulty of coming together, difficulty of having that classroom atmosphere. For a long time, and the education minister yesterday has clearly said that we will not have classes till the end of August. That means according to the situation of that time, they will decide, they will evaluate, and then after assessment of the situation, they may start or open the schools and colleges. Till then, we cannot have it. Why so strict about schools? Because children are one of the most vulnerable sections of the society, as all of you know. Because when we come together and play together and sit together and eat together, it can be very, very detrimental in the light of the coronavirus. The UNICEF says one very important quotation for the students to understand the gravity of the situation. That what they say is this: we know that in any crisis, the young and the most vulnerable suffer disproportionately. This pandemic, that is corona pandemic, is no different. It is our responsibility to prevent suffering, save lives, and protect the health of our children. We must also ensure that risk-informed decision on COVID-19 control measures are made based on the best available evidences in order to minimize and prevent any collateral damage and to provide mitigation measures so the damage is not lasting. So vulnerable section, one of the most vulnerable section in the society are our children. You are the ones. That's why everybody is concerned about reopening the schools, etc. Some of you have been maybe bored at home by now, sitting together in online classes. Initial enthusiasm, everybody had a wonderful enthusiasm in the beginning, but online classes we are not accustomed earlier. No, we had some kind of smart classes, etc., but regularly cutting off from the companions, the peer group, sitting at home and learning these classes through online. Initially there is a lot of enthusiasm is created, but later on we know slowly that enthusiasm is diminishing. There are various reasons of that. I am not going to enter into that, but only my point is this: how to overcome this crisis, how to overcome this very, very peculiar situation which is arise in front of us due to the COVID-19. I would like to share with you some of the areas which you need to practice at home. You have to have, along with this online classes, you have to practice certain other things which are very, very important, because we are human beings. Human beings are social animal, and therefore we need to develop certain skills that are necessary for the success and development of your personality. When we talk about PD or personality development, we talk about certain skills. I like to share with you what you need to do in very short terms. Number one is soft skills, we call it. Now, soft skills. What are the soft skills? Soft skills are your intellectual skills. For example, we say this is called your thinking skills. That is one area. Second one is your emotional skills, and coronavirus has affected your emotional life very badly. And therefore emotional skills you must develop consciously at home. And then you also have another skill which is called social skill. As I said, we are all social animal. How to deal with people, how to live in the society, how to be efficacious All these things are important for you to look into. Number one is the skill called thinking skill. What are the thinking skills? Because these skills are important. And what are the thinking skills? For example, ability to solve problems in your life. Okay, that is an ability. Problems will come. For example, now we never expected Corona will come. No, this is another in the entire global problem it is. Similarly, in our individual life also, we have faced problems and we will face problem. And when we face the problem, there is also an innate capacity for us to overcome these problems. Like it is like a pencil, you know. That pencil story is there. Pencil, the maker of the pencil telling the pencil 5 things. And one of the things the pencil maker is telling is that, see, you make a mistake. When you write, sometimes it may be wrongly written. Doesn't matter. You have an inherent ability to remove that mistakes, delete that mistakes, erase that mistakes. That's why you have the eraser with you. Every pencil will have an eraser with it, a sharpener also. So an eraser's duty is to erase the mistakes you make. That skill, that solving skills, so problem solving skills you must develop. That is called one of the intellectual skills. Second intellectual skill I can tell you is to face the challenges. Challenges will face. For example, now look at the coronavirus. It's a serious challenge. And we need to be able to face these challenges courageously, convincingly, with having proper plans. Towards that you need 5 things, my dear students. The number one is you should have a vision. What is your vision? As you enter into the school education now, this academic year, you must think, what is your vision? First thing is. And along with that vision, you need to develop skills. Vision alone will not make you success. We need to have the skills, necessary skills, how to articulate, how to implement, how to execute this vision. That is called skills. If I am not skillful, I will not be able to do what I want to. Therefore, vision is important, skill is important. You need to have incentives, not only skills. Incentive means supporting one another. You need to appreciate the person. Somebody does a good work, say, Sabash, good, you have done a good job. Always be positive, encouraging words you give. That is called the third skill. Okay, that is giving incentives. Incentive means good words, awarding, rewarding. I know in your school, you are called to the stage after winning a program or doing a good job. The principal or the vice principal will call you to the stage. Class teachers may appreciate you in the classroom, and the entire class may be appreciated by the principal. So that encouragement, that's called incentive. Incentive is very important. After incentive, you need another important thing, that is called resources. What is your resources? Now you are all children. Entering into the school means what? You are equipping yourself with the necessary resources, knowledge, wisdom, social skills, how to deal with people, that I will explain. So you need to develop your resources. Resources are very important. If I do not know how to speak, I will not be able to reach out to you. Resources means you have to enhance your knowledge and wisdom so that your skills will be effective, your vision will be effective, and your incentives will be more efficacious. And the resources also is not enough. You need the fifth thing, that's called action plan. So for example, if you are entering into the class now, academic year is beginning, you should have a action plan. What will I achieve during these 3 months or in the coronavirus time? I am at home. What am I going to do this next 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year? That planning has to happen. So all of us must have vision, skills, incentives, resources, action plan. These 5 things you must remember. Okay. Now, the thinking skills includes all these 5. Okay. And then it says you need to having an evaluation of oneself. No. Socrates says An unexamined life is not worth living. No, my dear children, it's easy to travel all over the world. I travel quite a lot. Traveling is easy. You book a ticket, go by flight or train or whatever means you have, means of transportation, you can travel. It's easy. But it is difficult to travel one's own life within. An inward journey is more difficult. To have an evaluation of oneself is more difficult. I think you need to develop that skills when you are at home these days. More time you have to reflect. And also you need to form your own opinion. No, don't follow simply somebody says this is the right thing. No, you must see whether it is right. Are you convinced of? That critical thinking has to be developed. That is called intellectual, or we can say it's a thinking skill. Another area which is that is about the critical thinking and problem solving, etc. Now coming to decision making, how to make a decision. You need to have certain criteria. Gandhi used to say, whatever decision I make, I think about the poorest of the poor person whom I know, and I ask myself, is that decision which I am going to take going to help that person or not? That was his criterion. Jesus Christ used to say to people, love yourself and love your neighbor. Love God and love your neighbor. Love was his anchor, where from there everything stemmed up. I think we need to develop this decision making skills based on the accepting the point of view of other people. Today what is happening in the society is there is no dissenting voice. Nobody can say anything opposing. Views cannot be expressed, etc. That's not correct. We need to develop this decision making skill. And we also have creative thinking. You children are the most creative people. When I was principal, I used to ask the children to do something. They used to do so actively, so creatively, so innovatively. You are creative, but that creative thinking has to be developed. How? Writing, reading, and developing your innate talents and aesthetic sense. For example, when you see something beautiful, appreciate it. Appreciate the nature around you. Beautiful place, city of lake. Your Bhopal is a city of lake. Appreciate that. Many places do not have even water. People have not seen a lake in many places. So you are blessed with those things. Appreciate that, and also express your creativity in speaking, in talking, in dancing, in playing. Every aspect of your life must be creative. So that's about the thinking skills. Now come to the emotional skills. As I said, most of us are affected by emotionally. So especially in the current crisis. So briefly I'm telling you, please, self-awareness is important. You need to be aware of yourself, like your own. Are you self-confident? Do you have a self-image, your esteem? Do you have? Are you aware of your own weaknesses, etc., etc.? That is called self-awareness. And coping with the stress is another area where you need to cope up with the stress, because especially we are in stress now. All of you are aware, no? In the Corona crisis period, sitting a long time at home. Yesterday I asked somebody in Bombay to send me some notes about what are the children's the problems children faced with. They have written to me immediately. Similarly, I am telling you, you are aware, so I don't need to repeat. There is no time. I am saying we are all emotionally affected. There is anxiety, there is worries, there is depression. Because all the time you are at home. Even other time, if you are at home also is okay. At least you could have gone out to play out, go around and so on. Now it's not possible. You are always at home. So it affects. Therefore, you need to develop these emotional skills, how to cope up with all these things. I will explain that one to you just now. Now come back to the point. But in this situation, I would like to ask you, to develop 10 skills. Number one is of listening skills. No, you should develop listening skill. Listening is very, very important. Very few people listen, and that is the basic problem we are faced with in our country. You look at the TV, open the TV discussions, everybody shouts, everybody yells and criticizes. Nobody listens to the other person. Somebody says something, we simply put down that person. And this is not a right way of a civilized society. We need to develop ourselves with listening skills. As you enter into this academic year, start with this. Take a resolve within that I will follow. I will be a person who is going to be listening more. Second, positive attitude. You should have positive, not negative attitude. Even in the difficult times now in the coronavirus, we have hope. We are sure that we will overcome. We will overcome. That you, all of you know that song, no? Hum honge kamyab, we shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome one day. 27 years Nelson Mandela was in jail, in exile. And in the jail, he sang this song. He says 27 years, it's not an easy job. While staying in the jail, he says, we shall overcome one day. These apartheid will go away. We will defeat. We will live as God's children. Everybody is God's children. Therefore, we will come back to that harmony, that love, that compassion. That's what he was singing. So the second point I want to say is, so you have to develop your positive attitude. And the third one is, this is a good opportunity for you to develop leadership skills. Each child must be a leader. Develop their skills. For a student, one will always have a decision to make, whether I have to study, whether I should help others, where should I play, all this. Every minute of your life is a choice making, my dear children. Therefore, develop such things simple. Help your own younger brothers and sisters. When you come back to the schools, take up leadership, and you will see you will be better citizens in the future. Another important area you must develop is the communication skill. How to communicate, what to speak and how to speak. That is called communication. Many a times in the society, the problem is we are not communicating to one another properly. What I want to say is not reaching to you. Therefore, our message is lost on the way. That's why a lot of misunderstanding comes. As a result, what happened? We will fight in the name of religion, in the name of caste, in the name of ethnicity, in the name of rich and poor, in the name of gender. All kinds of divisions we are creating because we are not communicating properly. I want to communicate something. You must listen, and you must communicate to me. I will listen. That is missed in the current scenario, I feel. And then another area you must develop. That is the fifth point. That is interpersonal relationship. Interpersonal means one to one or one to many. I need to develop a relationship with the people. We are societal beings, at home and outside. We need to have good public relationship, PR they call. It's very, very important. Therefore, without further explanation, I'll tell you this point, that develop interpersonal, have good communication, good relationship with your friends and your teachers, etc. Sixth point is intrapersonal skill you must develop. Intrapersonal skill means looking within and seeing what is your strength and your weaknesses, where you are good and where you are weak. That understanding is called intrapersonal skill. The next point you can have is decision making skill. The seventh point, decision making skill. You need to make decisions properly, as I explained earlier. Then when I was explaining the thinking skills, that's very, very important. The eighth point I think all of you should have, developing now here itself, that is teamwork. Teamwork. You learn to work with the other people. There may be some difficulties. None of us is perfect. We need the other. If you say, I am independent, I don't want anybody, is it right word? Is it a right concept? Not at all. Independent itself is a wrong concept according to me. What is important is interdependent, interconnectedness. I need you, you need me. I need the nature, nature needs me. I need animals, animals need me. We are all that web of life which you are all studying in biology, isn't it? The web of life, that's important. So you please develop a concept of teamwork. Let's all work together, because for example, I am Father Sunny. My self means not this finger, not this one organ of my eye or anything. I am put together. Each one has a function. My hand has a function, my leg has a function, my ear has a function, eye has a function, mouth has another function, teeth and tongue has different functions. So all together we make one body. Similarly, our achievements are not personal. The more we work together, knock our heads together, the better and effective ideas will come, and the effectiveness of work will be established. So teamwork you must learn. That's the 8th point. And the 9th point is, my dear children, be creative. Creative thinkers are the need for the hour. We need people who can think creatively, not the same somebody else say and follow. There is a story of a calf, hoof mark of the calf. A calf went away once, strayed and went away somewhere, and the hoof mark was there. Next one person came via that way, and he saw the hoof mark, and he started walking, and zigzag way the cow went over where the calf went, wherever it got grass it went away. But the people followed exactly, and later on they made a zigzag road. That is not our call. You have read and studied, I am sure some of you, that the road not taken, the poem by Robert Frost. He says, you take the less traveled path. There is a fantastic story, a novel, a scientific story written by Thomas Hardy. You know the title of the novel? That is Far from the Madding Crowd. Don't be in the madding crowd. Crowd itself is wrong. It's a mob mentality. You should not be in the crowd. Be a kind of different, unique thinker, unique way of dealing. That's what children should develop. That's why creative thinking is important. And finally, as I already mentioned, the final point, the 10th point is problem solving. You need to have the courage and conviction to face the problems, my dear children. So in this context, let me tell you, the current context of coronavirus, it is a crisis, yes, but it's an opportunity for you. When you are at home, when you are in the school, and a school like wonderful school like Carmel School, giving you plenty of opportunity. In that opportunity, you must develop yourself as future effective citizens who serve the nation and save the entire globe. Don't be so narrow-minded, small children. Don't be so narrow-minded, small, with a small vision. No, we need to have a larger vision. We need to be real citizens of the globe. Therefore, I will call all of you to develop as a global citizen. I wish you all the best this academic year. You have wonderful teachers, you have wonderful campus, you have wonderful nature all around there in the campus. Utilize, appreciate, enable yourself to be better in that context. May God bless you all. Have a wonderful, effective academic year starting in this crisis period. But every crisis you must make as an opportunity for you to grow. Thank you very much. God bless you.